Yeah, I hold space for people. I'm really good at creating a physical space holding container to hold non-physical space for people. It's one of my gifts. When I'm holding space, it might look like I'm just staring at you and nodding my head for an hour, but if only you could measure all the space I'm holding. It'd probably be at least 50,000 square feet. I don't offer guidance or advice or anything that would be merely helpful. I offer the life-changing effects that come from my prolonged eye contact and head nodding. I come in and basically cut the space-time fabric that would otherwise have someone buried underneath its imperceptible reality. I mean, how much space wouldn't people have if I wasn't holding it for them, you know? Probably none of it, because they wouldn't be able to find it. When you understand quantum physics to the degree that I think I do, you would know the fact that physical matter being 99.99999% empty space is irrelevant, because empty space isn't usable until I come along and hold it for people. I shepherd people into the empty space that's infinitely all around them, that they're already in, that they can't access without me. When someone looks like they need a good cry, that's the bat signal in the sky that calls me to swoop into action, where I don't do anything. Space holding isn't about doing, it's about being. And I do being really well. I do a lot of trades with people where they give me something tangible with value that's actually usable. In return, I give them held space. Conscious people always know the value of held space. I also accept US currency, Bitcoin, and Ethereum for my held space. To be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that held space isn't traded on the New York Stock Exchange. I think it's a little ridiculous that it's not, and I don't really understand why. I'm really good at telling people that I'm really good at holding space. I'm really good at that. There's a few key components for holding space. Staring, leaning forward, making hand gestures over your heart, head nodding, non-language-based sounds, awkward silences,
I really don't know what to do.
and leg touching. As far as I'm concerned, it's not a boundary violation if it's space holding. The appropriate things to say when you see me crushing some space holding are things like, JP is such a good listener. JP's so sensitive. I feel like he really heard me. I could feel that he was listening to me with his heart. I wish my boyfriend listened the way JP does. Let me show you how I can hold space. Pretty good, huh? Can I see a replay of that? So that I get more credit, I continue staring at a person until they create their own false conclusion of triumph over their problem. Because they know I won't stop holding space for them until they do. Then I get to think that they think that I caused their healing. There's more processing that happens when I'm holding space for people than at any other time in human history. I love watching people process. When they're reliving a traumatic event and need professional help, I know that what they need even more is for me to hold space for them so they can keep processing and I can keep feeling useful. I actually enjoy seeing people in pain because it means I get to feel more relevant about myself. A lot of people get triggered nowadays and they just need space held for them. My ex-girlfriend used to go into fits of rage where she'd be belligerently screaming at me and hitting me in the face. I just hold space for her because I knew she was triggered and that's what she needed. Surprisingly, the relationship didn't work out. Pretty much due to the fact that she wasn't able to accept all the space I was holding for her. Whenever I'm introducing myself to a new group, I always tell them that my greatest gift is my ability to hold space for people. That way I can think that the people who think that's a talentless gift are shallow. And the people who are impressed make a subtle, delightful moaning sound because they think I'm deep. I know they're my soul brothers and sisters. People started recognizing me as a space-holding prodigy when I was about 10. They'd see me watching TV for hours and they'd say, gosh, look how much space JP's holding for that TV that he's watching. It's been all downhill ever since. I have an advanced degree in space holding, practically, from the University of the Universe. I wouldn't say that I'm living up to my potential. I'd say that I'm living beyond my potential. I'm a spiritual savior for people who need space held. I've got strong enough spiritual arms to hold it for them.